Okay, so how to build muscle naturally using intermittent fasting, and let's get the show on the road. Personally, I'm trying to build muscle myself at the moment, and I'm not doing intermittent fasting, and here's why. The number one reason why I don't recommend people do intermittent fasting when they're bulk is because it's so hard to get your calories in that 8-hour window. And again, it depends on the individual. Some people are like hard gainers, they need to eat as much as they can. So if you're hard gaining, you struggle gaining weight, I don't recommend intermittent fasting at all for you. So you're probably wondering, if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, what is intermittent fasting? Basically, there are different variations, but I'm going to tell you the most common one, and probably the one I use. So that's the lean game method, right? So first of all, it's you don't eat for 16 hours, but then you have an 8-hour window to eat in. Personally, sometimes though, I like to, because when your sleep patterns change and shit, I like to switch up, so I eat 8 hours after I wake up. That way it's more stable most of the time. But it's what works for you, so you can just go without eating for 16 hours. But remember, this does include sleep as well, so don't get too frightened. And then you have 8 hours to eat in. So that's basically the lean game method. And before we get into the rest of the video, I need to tell you that intermittent fasting is not some special protocol that is better than anything else. It's just a tool, just like any other diet. So why should you do intermittent fasting on a bulk, and how to get muscle with it? First of all, I recommend doing intermittent fasting on a bulk for, number one, if you gain weight very, very easily, then intermittent fasting will help you to control your weight. And number two, and this is why I'm kind of contemplating to go on intermittent fasting, is mental clarity. Because personally, when I eat breakfast, and I'm sure there are some people out there, you eat breakfast and you get so tired, like you just want to go back to sleep and you don't feel like doing anything else. So those are the two main reasons I recommend doing intermittent fasting. Number one, the control of your body fat, and number two, your mental clarity and just your energy levels. So how to build muscle on intermittent fasting? Let's get down to the nitty gritty. So first of all, it's just like any other diet or approach. You can build muscle using any approach, right? But personally, what I recommend, and I don't know, you don't need to do this, but when fasting you could take some BCAA'S, but then it's not that important, because most of the time you'll be in a caloric surplus when you do eat in a window. But this is optional, so you can drink branched chain amino acids. That's probably step number one, but again, this is very, very optional. I've done the research and there's no research shown that it does help, but the research is unclear, in other words. So we don't know if it's that beneficial, but you can take it anyway. And step number two, like I always say, progressive tension overload. If you're not getting stronger over time, you're not going to build much muscle at all. And then volume. It's the same principles as any other diet, just to build muscle. But I will give you some tips in this video as well. So intermittent fasting can be hard to eat, I don't know, so much in 8 hours, right? Because you might just have a 1,000 calorie meal and then for another 4 hours you're not hungry again. So here's some tips if you want to do intermittent fasting but still want to get the calories in. Okay, so tip number one, I don't know, eat a lot of, how can we say, healthy fats. Because fats, if you don't already, contain twice as much, even more, double the calories than protein and carbs. And then for protein, I know people always think protein when they think of building muscle. You don't need more than, I'd say, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. 1.3 max, especially if you're in a caloric surplus, like you're gonna have an abundance of calories most of the time. So one gram of protein should be more than enough. And yeah, that's about it. The rest of the macros, I don't know. And in this video, I'm not going to give the percentages of the rest of the macros. I just focus on protein. I focus on the total caloric intake. That way it's a lot easier, because when you bulk, you don't want to really be tracking your protein, carbs and fats. Personally, I don't really want to, because when I diet, that's when I really want to focus and diet everything in. So anyway, yeah, that's another tip. Eat lots of healthy fats, get 1 gram of protein, and for the carbs, eat rice and pasta. They're very, very high in calories, and they don't fill you as much as white potatoes and sweet potatoes. So yeah, those are the tips, and I think I've covered everything. Basically, if you've been watching me already, you already know what I'm gonna say. To get big naturally, to build muscle, there's 2 steps: progressive tension overload, adding more weight to the bar over time, and getting good amounts of volume in. And number 2 is getting the building blocks to repair that muscle tissue, which is caloric surplus. So that's basically how you build muscle using intermittent fasting. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I think I covered everything. So as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you watch my videos all the time and you're not new to this video, to the channel, sorry, excuse the light. The light's not normally like this. It's just because it's getting dark now, and I've been busy today, man. I've been busy. So anyway, as always, stay positive. Use intermittent fasting for that mental clarity, increase energy. And like I said before, it's not a magical protocol or tool. It's just like any other diet. So as always, stay positive, stay smiling, use intermittent fasting, and I'm gonna make the next video now. I'm out.